Education in Daba on the Voice of the Cape.
91.3 FM stereo.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah and welcome back to Education in Daba on 91.3 FM, and we now continue with our last feature for this evening entitled Job Hunting and How to Identify Red Flags. So as we know, we are all seeing the reality unfolding in society whereby many people are trying to find new methods and means of employment, and when they do so, many times they have various pitfalls that they fall into, and due to the reality manifesting out in society pertaining to corruption and bogus recruitment campaigns. And with that said, many people may fall prey to these various bogus recruitment campaigns whereby people wish to apply for a job, they fall into the wrong trap and they are taken advantage of. And with that said, we have a specialist in the recruitment consultation field with us this evening that is online, and it is none other than Mr. Adrian Pillay, who is a specialist recruitment consultant with nearly 7 years of experience with Pro Talent Recruitment, which is based in KwaZulu-Natal, in Durban in particular. Mr. Pillay also built a career in HR and recruitment with experience from the UK and, of course, South Africa for over 15 years. And with that said, we are honored to be engaging with Mr. Adrian Pillay, and we say to you, sir, welcome to Education in Daba and a very good evening.
Ameer, good evening to you and your listeners. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
It's a great honor and a privilege to be engaging with you, sir. And as I indicated in the introduction, we are speaking about job hunting and how people can identify red flags and ensure that they avoid falling prey to bogus recruitment campaigns, which is becoming more and more rife, specifically within our country, to ensure that people are not taken advantage of when they are, of course, embarking upon job hunting. So with that said, sir, I would like to ask if you could tell us a bit more about yourself and what a what a specialist recruitment consultant is all about and what it all entails.
So thank you again, Ameer. I appreciate it. As a specialist recruitment consultant, we're an outsourced agency, if you like, for our clients, the companies that we recruit for. We take on the responsibility of looking for talented, skilled, experienced, qualified people for those vacancies that might exist with our clients. So we do a lot of vetting and screening, both on the candidates, employment references, all of that stuff. But I think something, just in light of the topic that we're talking about, we also go through a vetting process with our clients. We know who the companies that we work for. We screen them as well to make sure that they're legitimate. But just to the point, we're an outsourced recruitment company that facilitates the process for hiring and placing candidates within the companies that we work for. Our business, Pro Talent, has been in business for 30 years, so it's always good. Something again to note for the listeners, it's always good to know who you're working with. If it's an agency that you are registering with, then make sure you do the homework on them as well. Are they reputable? Are they recognized? Are they established? That kind of thing. It's always good to know that you're in good hands.
Indeed, that is extremely important. And with that said, I would like to also ask, for the benefit of our listeners, what are some common scams that you would advise people to look out for when they are job searching?
Yeah, well, Ameer, the unfortunate thing is we've got a high unemployment rate in South Africa, and I say it's unfortunate, but there's also opportunity there. But there's also opportunists out there that take advantage of that specific statistic. So what happens is you'll find scam job adverts, WhatsApp messages, SMSs, things like that, where people fall prey. People, obviously out of desperation, look at a job advert, look at a job title and say, yes, I'm going to send my CV, I'm going to send my documents, I'm going to even to a point send payment, which I have to point out, nobody should be asking for money for a job, for a certificate, for anything of that nature. It's illegal for anyone to do that. Avoid that at all costs, no pun intended. But just, things to look out for is where that job advert asks for money, run away from that. If it's a job advert that is unclear about certain information, doesn't give you contact numbers, maybe even using those free webmail addresses, Gmail, Yahoo, whatever the thing is, I would say, avoid that. Or do the research behind that. Get to know the source of that advert. There's quite a few. I mean, when they ask you for payment for a certificate and say it's refundable or a refundable fee, remove yourself from that conversation. Definitely, I would strongly advise your listeners not to be conned into paying for anything like that. Also consider the platform or the medium that's being used for those job adverts. So recruitment agencies like ourselves, we pay a premium to platforms like Career Junction or PNet or Careers 24, even LinkedIn Premium. So there's a high premium to advertise on those platforms. If you're seeing a job advert on a free site, or that's just maybe causing you to consider, wait, there's something behind this. I don't like the look of this. You're at liberty to question those things. So consider the medium or the platform that's being used by some of these job posts. If they look dodgy, if you get a sixth sense or a feeling about it, just avoid it. I would say, or again, do the research. Take it up to somebody, speak to a trusted friend, contact a recruitment agency, ask them if they know the company, if they have that company within their network. My recommendation is always to use recruitment agencies or use that as a guide, as an avenue to sort of check against those job adverts. Another thing to look out for is a simple thing like communication style, spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes on those job adverts. Is it too vague for you? Do they have those contact numbers? Does it have a website address that you can check? It's always safer and much more secure when you have those contact details. So whether you can contact a person directly over a phone call, over an email, website, but make sure you have contact details that you can speak to a person directly. So if anyone's unsure about anything, always just defer to a family member, speak to them, speak to a trusted friend. Again, contact a reputable recruitment agency like ourselves. Basically we offer that guidance and direction, and there's no cost to people in the general public.
Indeed. As you said, sir, make sure that you look out for those who are asking any cost of you before you get costed yourself. And that's a very important point.
Exactly.
And with that said, sir, I would like to ask for those who are now in that situation where they either are about to be scammed or are already being scammed, what should they do, for example, if they receive an SMS or fax requesting personal information or payment? And how can we ensure that those who are in this situation safely communicate with potential employers or recruiters?
So if you feel you in the middle of that, contact the police. It's always just immediately contact the authorities and say you have a feeling that you're being duped into something or conned into something. So just immediately flag it with the authorities as quick as possible. I think the more awareness we create around things like this, and I'm very grateful to you and the team for creating a space for people to hear about things like this, because I think the more conversations we have around this, then people will be more alerted and be more informed and can make the right decisions. It's very, very important. I think these types of conversations are very crucial, and we just need to make sure the information is out there, the right information is out there, and that people, the general public, have avenues to go to and speak to. So don't be afraid. If you feel like you're in the middle of something right now, speak to the authorities, go to the police, and let them know that this is happening at the moment. So what they can do is follow up. Potentially, if more people do that, then they'll be able to build a case. They'll be able to investigate those fraudsters. But do those checks. Again, I advise anyone and everyone, do the research, speak to people, speak to the right people, connect with recruitment agencies like ourselves. Check out the websites, make those phone calls if you can. If you have a phone number on those job adverts, don't be so easily duped. Your earlier guest mentioned critical thinking as a skill that's needed right now, and I think we can't be fooled into things and just looking at a job description, a job ad, and being excited or enticed by it. We've got to be critical thinkers in everything that we do in this day and age. Considering AI coming into the foreplay as well, that's another thing to look out for. So we could be easily duped if we're not asking the right questions.
Indeed, so not to be deceived. And based on that, sir, I would like to ask, especially now for the benefit of the youth out there who are trying to embark upon, attaining a job and job hunting, especially now in this holiday period, some of them might be falling into the traps already, and it might be leading to very, very, very serious consequences. So I would like to ask a very serious question based on that, and how can people who are job hunting avoid falling victim or falling prey to human trafficking scams, and also to ensure that they are able to ensure that whatever job they are trying to embark upon is indeed reputable? And also, what are some of the best practices for submitting their personal information when they are job searching?
Yeah. A few years ago, faxing documents was prevalent. I mean, I've seen it probably about 7-8 years ago, even longer than that. But where a job post or a job ad will say, fax your CV and your documents and your bank statements and you'll end up sending 30 to 40 pages to some number that's basically churning money out of that activity. So it's things like that. We can't fall prey to that. We have to be careful in what we're doing in this day and age. Make sure the contact numbers, the email addresses, the company, the source behind those adverts, those links that you might get on WhatsApp, those links that you might get on SMSs. Make sure they come from a legitimate source. Don't just easily send your information through with the whole thing about data and data security. We have to be careful. It is our ultimate responsibility where we share information and how much information we share. So go through the process. If you're unsure about anything, speak to call the number. Go onto the website, do your research, make sure that the advert or that posting is legitimate, and then send documentation, but at your own pace. Never be too quick to send anything. I would say always legitimize before engaging with those posters or fraudulent recruiters, especially companies. I mean, nowadays it's we have the privilege of things being more public. So you can pretty much check if companies are registered on CIPC website. You can check companies on LinkedIn, for example. More professionals are on LinkedIn. Most professionals are on LinkedIn. So you can even check who that interviewer would be for the company. Connect with them on LinkedIn. Engage with them. Message them directly. So there's all ways and means of finding out if these jobs are legitimate before engaging fully. So I would say do the homework. Find out as much as you can, and again, I have to congratulate you guys for opening up the platform and sharing with your listeners. This is very important. You mentioned human trafficking. That's a huge scare as well. If you called for an interview, make sure you know the location. If you're unsure about the location, take somebody with you. If you've never been to that place before, that location before, but again, don't just quickly engage or go for that interview if there's a red flag. If something is giving you a signal that this is not right, make the right people alerted to the issue as quick as possible.
Indeed. Mr. Adrian Pillay, I would like to thank you very much for your time and for speaking about this very, very crucial topic. I know the listeners had benefited, rather. And if you have any contact details that you would like to share for the listeners' benefit, just to conclude briefly.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So we recruit nationally and internationally, and you can find us, through our website, pro-talent.co.za. We're on social media as well, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. So we're also on YouTube. So we offer a lot of these types of videos and webinars where we want to inform people of these types of things. So you'll find a lot of information on our website and our YouTube channel. But look for us. On the internet, we're very, very public and very active on social media.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time. At the voice of Mr. Adrian Pillay, a specialist recruitment consultant. We wish you everything of the very best, sir.